Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I start today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Begood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope your day is going way better than fantastic. And your journey to self-betterment is going way better than fantastic as well. Today I wanted to talk about something very important. And something I think nearly everyone can relate to. No matter if you were raised by a narcissist or not. Because once again, this topic circles right back to societal narcissism. Why? Why does it circle back to societal narcissism? Because the narcissist's playbook tends to be the same, or at least very close to being the same. No matter if they are running a household as a parent or parents. Or if they are a spouse or someone you are dating or married to. Or it could be siblings. Another family member. Or family friend. Or if they are a school teacher that you happen to be stuck in their classroom. Or at a job or workplace where you are working and dependent on your source of income. Or if they are running and ruling complete societies. The playbook tends to be the same. You see, what happens is the narcissist knows that most people, not all, but most people will do some really horrible things to even their own family members. If it means they get the perks of whatever it is the narcissist is offering them. Let's take the workplace for a moment. You see, oftentimes becoming a manager means in some or even many cases, you might have to do some things that aren't quite right, let's just say, or things that aren't warranted. However, the narcissist boss, or upper management or whoever is requesting their place of business be run this way or that way. It's pretty clear it's not right and it could harm innocent employees. It will likely cause them great stress and possibly even loss of income. However, even if this person isn't a complete narcissist, somewhere in their mind and in their life they've come to be able to justify their actions of it's either you or them. And sadly this is how many companies today are run. Long gone are the days of working for a family small business where you were well liked and treated like gold because they valued your hard work. Or even for a big company, you might have been treated the same. However, many of these big companies have used many tactics to buy up and undermine the little guy or small business. And to drive profits even further. Such a company doesn't want you to be too comfortable in your job. Because that means likely they are paying you too much money and they feel even if they get rid of you and they end up with a replacement that is less experienced, and they can pay them less of a wage or salary, their bottom line will look much better. And how do they make this happen? Through corporate narcissists, sociopaths and flying monkeys. Now one might say a flying monkey is a sociopath and or narcissist. And that might be a fair assumption. But I think there are many that have sold out in order to get their pat on the head and the ability to keep their job for the time being. Are there some that maybe years later might think about how horrible they were to others? Maybe. I think it's highly possible. Where for some others, just like the narcissist, they won't give you or the situation a second thought. And as a result more and more of these big and small companies are getting to become worse and worse to work for. This is, in my opinion, why many people no longer want to work. Yes. I think there is a ton of laziness in the world. And youngsters that have been raised in a narcissistic society, there's no wonder why. But I don't think that is the only reason. I think and believe a big problem is it seems no matter where you work or where you turn, it's the same song but a different dance. And as a result many companies are suffering to keep people. They won't uproot the narcissism from such companies. By rewarding hard work. And people that do their job extremely well. Instead of looking at them as a digit in the machine. A digit that can be deleted or added at any moment. But again, how does this all happen? It's the flying monkey pretending to be on your side. Pretending to want to help. And before you know it, they are throwing you under the bus without any help to get out from under it. And this is the same thing that happens in homes where narcissistic abuse took place and is taking place right now somewhere in the world. There's that neighbor that wants you to open up about your problems with your narcissist mother or father. Or an aunt or uncle. And before you know it, they are helping set you up for disaster in regards to dealing with your narcissist mother or father. The narcissist, especially the covert narcissists, uses their flying monkeys and golden children as a trap for you, the empath. And it is a trap. Trust and believe. And some think as long as they are getting this perk or that perk, then, hey, it's better you fall into the trap than them. You see, narcissists know that many people, not all, but many people have a price. And they are always hunting and looking for that thing that will help turn someone into a flying monkey for them. And we've seen throughout history, when terrible people took over lands of other people, they most of the time would use some of the people within the society they were taking over as a way to get them to lure said people to them, so they could carry out their evil. Flying monkeys. And when we are talking about societal narcissism, they start early on in society. By removing this in society and adding that in society. But changing this in society. And by changing that in society. To see and watch and listen to understand what the reactions to such changes are by the people. And which people based on such changes will end up being good or even great flying monkeys. You see, there are some that will waffle and go whichever way the wind is blowing. If someone says they don't like this side of things, they will say they don't like that side of things either. If the tide changes tomorrow and now that once hated side is now loved by society, they will quickly change their stance and say they now love this once hated side of society. Now, can people have a change of opinion about things? Yes. Yes, they sure can. But this isn't what is happening here. Many people like this are very deep thinkers. And this goes back to the lizard brain reactions of the narcissist. They are only thinking about how they can best come out on top no matter what it is they have to do. No matter what thing they have to do or no matter what wrong thing they have to agree with. And this is how you get companies that fail even though they say they are a success. And this is how you get a society that turns on one another. You see, the narcissist's job is to divide you. And the reason why is if you aren't divided and you like one another, you might just help one another succeed and develop a healthy and happy life beyond the narcissist and the narcissistic system. I've often said that if my narcissist mother was just a rude narcissist without a game plan, and part of that game plan wasn't to turn my brother against me, my brother and I would have likely worked together to escape. However, from almost day one, my mother was planting the seeds ever so slowly to turn my brother into a golden child, and to turn my brother against me, along with others in the family and family friends. And this is another clear indicator that shows the narcissist knows exactly what they are doing. And they know what they are doing is completely and utterly wrong. Well, this is the same in society and any other place or situation. Narcissists know what they are doing is wrong. However, they have to find out what motivates certain individuals to take their side and use them to trap and mistreat the empath or empaths. However, little do they know, oftentimes the narcissist or narcissists turn on the golden child and or flying monkeys. I've seen at work where certain bosses mistreated innocent employees and even got them fired, all to save the company a buck and to keep their job and position. But when they least expected it, it became their turn for mistreatment and being fired. You see, dealing with such a narcissistic structure is much like dealing with the mafia. At any point a so-called friend might be the one sent to cause you problems in your life. And as long as you have everyone at the bottom fighting and arguing and this and that and the other, The main narcissists or narcissists can sit back undetected, gaining their narcissistic supply and control and power. So what's the solution to this problem? The solution is to understand what it is. To understand what it is. And you need to understand this is likely why the system or the schools in this system do not or rarely teach any kind of money management. How to not make mistakes with credit like many sadly make. Because if you were made hip to such information, you might be able to escape. That's right, escape the narcissistic system at least to some degree. You might not require a 9-to-5 job because you were able to save well and invest or create your own business. Or you were able to become highly skilled in a certain field and pocket and save most of the money instead of putting it back into the system of narcissism. You put it back into your life. So if you are 35 years old, and you are dealing with a narcissist boss or flying monkey, you can say, you know what? I don't have to deal with this stress anymore. And you can quit and be just fine. Flying monkeys and golden children are there to help keep you trapped, even when you get out of your home of origin. But their job is to do the bidding of whichever narcissist it is that they serve. The boss at work, the narcissist in your home of origin, or the societal narcissists. Once you realize this dynamic is everywhere and spreading, the more you can prepare yourself. Yes. While having some enjoyment in life if you can. But please know they are in your workplace just like they are in your home of origin. And they are also in society as well, trying to get you to move in the direction their narcissists' handlers want you to move in. Take a step back. Try really hard to not react. I know it's a difficult one to not do. To not scream to the top of your lungs. And say, I see and know what you are. But trust me, that won't do a bit of good. The best thing you can do is do your best to be around like-minded people that respect and understand that you have healthy boundaries. And I want to leave you with something. Boundaries are not there just to keep out narcissists from the start, but in case someone switches up on you later. And if someone understands you have boundaries and they are consistent and they respect your boundaries, there is a good chance you are dealing with someone that is worth dealing with. But with that said, your boundaries are there to protect you just in case you are wrong. So move forward with your life. Develop the best life that you can develop. But just be careful. And understand the narcissist's game plan is put into motion in nearly most, if not possibly all, areas of life. We just have to do our best in the situations we are put in and do our best to navigate out of such toxic situations if possible. With that said, I appreciate you all. I appreciate all of your kind and warm comments. We all face tough days. Even myself. And when I read what many of you have to say, I get motivated to keep on going. And thanks to those that are commenting and sharing. That keeps the sparks of conversation about narcissism going and going. And that is important because the narcissists aren't stopping. Which means we must keep on going and sharing and doing our best too. And I thank those that are supporting this channel in other ways as well. As many of you know, there have been many changes to how such content is dealt with. Is possibly the easiest way to say it. Over the years. And if such changes were made, this and other channels would likely be a lot more successful than they are. And the ability to stay afloat would be a lot easier than it is. I've mentioned Ollie several times on this channel. And it seems like yesterday, though it was years ago, when I heard him say that he was going to turn his channel into his job. A job he is passionate about and cares about. And something that he's good at. And I had mentioned something similar. As did a few others. And things seemed like it was on a good course to achieving such a goal. But changes happened to many of us here, and it changed a lot of things in not a good way, if that makes sense. So those that have been helping over the years. I don't have words for all of the help that you've shown this little cartoon man. I'm no better than anyone else. I'm a sinner just like everyone else in the world. But I've grown up my entire life feeling unloved and like no one will love me. And no matter if the help is financial, or someone that can't do that, but they share a comment or two, I look back on the many videos and understand that maybe I might be loved, or least cared about to some degree, or least my work is anyways. And it really hits me in a strong way. It's hard to process sometimes and hard to understand how poorly I was treated most of my life. Yet there are some people out there in the world, all over the world, that take the time to listen to what I have to say and what is on my mind. And such things at times are found to be helpful to others. I humbly say thank you for letting me be a part of your lives, and for sharing my thoughts, feelings and information that I have to share. I really appreciate you so much. With that said, I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.